Well, thank you for joining us on today's Ask the Mayor program. Today we have a couple of special guests that we're going to be talking with later that are going to talk with us about a new sign program that the City Council and the City of Douglasville is implementing in the downtown area. So please stay tuned. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to today's Ask the Mayor program. With me today, as I said earlier, is Marcia Hampton, the Community and Services Director for the City of Douglasville. Thank you very much.
Good to see you, Mr.
Understand
Mayor.
You've had a busy day today. You traveled to Macon, and so I thank you for getting back today.
I appreciate it.
We're here today to talk about the new signs, the new signage that you and your department recommended to the City Council. And they approved, and soon I understand you're going to be putting those signs up in the downtown area?
That's right. Several years ago, we had, and I say we, the Historic Preservation Commission and the Downtown Development Authority had recommended signage to the elected officials. That program that they recommended was sort of costly, so we just took a step back and started looking at ways that we could actually do the signage in-house. And during that time, the city got a sign department,
right.
So where we started making our own signage. So the idea came to us, instead of implementing that very expensive programming, a lot of what we wanted and what we wanted to accomplish we could do in-house. The sign behind us here is a sample of what our sign department is capable of doing. So as you see, that's quality work, so we feel like they're going to produce some nice signage for us.
Well, and they will. They do a great job. Todd McAllister, who supervises that department, recommended to the City Council that instead of purchasing signs, we purchase the equipment and the material, and they've been doing them for several years. So I'm glad that they're going to be doing the new ones for the downtown area. The funding for the signs, of course, you mentioned cost of the signs, and of course we do have labor to put them up and material and those kind of things. And I understand that you were successful in getting some funding.
With the help of Bill Osborne, in contact with Bill Hembry, he contacted our city manager, Bill Osborne, about some help that we possibly needed in the downtown area. And two of those, he gave us $30,000. $10,000 of it was going to go toward our stage cover, and another $10,000 was going to go toward a monument sign in downtown, right on the edge of our city parking lot. So that brick wall that everybody kind of sees that we have to repair every now and then, we're going to see a new sign that's going to be a gateway to the entrance for our downtown.
Great. We talked earlier with Councilman Miller about the design of the new plaza area and a new stage cover that he designed for us. Now, these new signs that we're talking about, where are you going to put them in the downtown area?
Well, they're going to be throughout the downtown district, and what we consider the downtown district is basically between Fairburn Road and Rose Avenue, as far north as Strickland Street and as far south as I-20. Now, the difference will be those that are in the historic district will be brown signage. And when I think you're going to talk to Todd McAllister later on today, and when you get an opportunity to talk with him, he's going to show you where the ones that are in the historic district will be different. We want people to know that you're actually in the historic district versus the other signage that will be throughout the downtown area.
So what you're saying is if you're in the historic district, and you're at an intersection, and there's a sign there that has the name of the street on it. It's going to be a brown sign.
Yes, sir.
New brown sign.
That's right.
And that will designate being in the historic district.
Yes, sir. It will replace the old system of, you've probably seen the little small signs that we had in place throughout the city that had historic district with an arrow, and you kind of didn't really know when you were in it and when you were out of it. So you will clearly see at each intersection that you're in the district.
And you're replacing some of the other signs. What color are those signs?
The signs that we're replacing are your typical green street signs. They're going to be replaced, I think they're going to be replaced with a blue sign, and on the edge of it, it will have the City of Douglasville seal right next to the street name. So they really will look professional, really good.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, a part of this same program you mentioned is monument signs. So there's some monument signs going up. Can you tell our audience a little bit about those?
Well, the monument sign one, of course, we talked about, which will be in the downtown area. The other monument sign will be where we know Freedom Island to be, right across from Hospital Drive. Where you see the banners out, we're looking to actually put a monument sign that incorporates a reader board. So when groups such as the Cultural Arts Center, us ourselves, our department, when we put on festivals, you won't see 5 banners, 6 banners, you'll actually see the reader board flash the information. So it'll look a lot clearer and a lot neater. And then also near Brown Street and Strickland Street and at the Fairburn Road and Bankhead Highway interchange is where you'll see the other 2 monument signs.
So these are basically the gateways into
Yes,
the city. When you're coming into the city, you're going to see those signs.
Yes, sir.
Can you describe those? I know we don't have one here for our audience to look like.
Well, I can tell you they will be made of brick. They will have the city seal. In the downtown area, they won't be any taller than 5 feet. In the other areas, they won't be any taller than 12 feet. We're kind of leaving a little bit of discretion to individuals who want to bid to design the signs, but we are telling them we want them brick. There is a height and a width limitation on those signage, and we want the city seal, and we want it to say, "Welcome to the city of Douglasville."
Well, you know, the city council took a position on signage several years ago where the signs that you would see, and sometimes you'd see, maybe 20 or 30 signs at one corner on an intersection.
Right.
And we have a signage program now where they're all uniform and unique, and I'm glad that you chose a sign at Freedom Island to replace those banners.
Yeah, and you know, and I'm pretty certain you've gotten the calls about how many there could be at one time, and you know, we've done a fairly good job from where we were several years ago, but I think having a reader board will clean up a lot of what's on that corner.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, the reader board, are you going to have it programmable so you can program it from City Hall, or do you have to go there? How's that going to work?
Well, we will have it programmed from City Hall. It will have to get approval via our city manager to note it has to be a community-wide event. And typically, there'll be the same types of events that you'll see that are at the intersection now, things that are sponsored by Keep Douglasville Beautiful, the Downtown Development Authority, mainly community-sponsored events from the city or from organizations such as the Cultural Arts Center.
Great. Well, are there other things you would like to tell our audience about this program? We know that you worked long and hard to get to the point we are now. When do you expect that you'll start putting those up?
Well, I expect that you should start seeing definitely the signage for the Historic District throughout May, which is Historic Preservation Month, so that's when we hope to kick it off. Monument signage, we hope that by the summer you'll see definitely in the downtown area, right on the corner of the city parking lot, a new sign. The other signs, it may take a little bit longer because it's a different source of funding. They're via a grant, but you should start to see those changes. And by the end of the summer, we should see all new signs throughout the downtown area.
Great. And later we're going to talk with Mr. McAllister, and he's going to show us how he makes those signs, and he may even have a better idea on how long it's going to take to make and put all these up.
He should be able to answer that question for you.
Well, I know you've had a busy day today. I appreciate you making it back from Macon to talk with us and to talk with our audience today. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
All right.
So please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, I'm Sahana Turner reporting live from downtown Douglasville, where several Eastside Elementary School students are here to show you how to live it up downtown.
Come downtown to O'Neill Plaza for the Taste for Douglasville's Arts Festival. Or maybe you'd rather come for the spring concert.
Come downtown for the food, like seafood at Douglasville's finest Cajun Cafe, gumbos.
Come downtown to the theater in the Old Courthouse Museum to see a production by $1 players.
Come downtown to the Cultural Arts Center in the historic Robert Mosley House for art exhibits and concerts.
Or maybe you'd rather see a family or kid-friendly production.
There you have it. Eastside students really know how to live it up downtown. Why don't you plan a trip to downtown Douglasville where you can live it up too?
We're living it up downtown.
City TV, bringing Douglasville and Douglas County a new look at government TV. with Ask the Mayor. On the agenda, the police report, the lineup, and city council meeting broadcasts. City TV, programming for our citizens.
Well, welcome back to today's Ask the Mayor program. We are in the sign shop. The city of Douglasville has its own sign shop to make street signs and stop signs and those kind of things. And we're here with Todd McAllister, who supervises the department. Todd is the Chief Code Enforcement Officer for the city of Douglasville. Todd, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to let us visit with you and show us what you're doing with respect to signs. I know we just finished with Marcia Hampton, and she was telling us about the new program that the city is implementing in the historic district and the new signs that are being made for the historic district and what they look like. And we didn't have one there. I understand we have one here behind us. That's an example of what you're going to be making. So I wonder if you could just take a few minutes and tell our audience how you got started. I know you were instrumental in getting the city started in its own sign program, and kind of tell the audience how we got started and what you do.
Well, it all kind of got started, Mayor, as you know, with our new public service sign program that we instituted as a way for local businesses and home builders to have a way to advertise on. And once we done that, we bought a vinyl cutting machine along with a computer and a software program that you create all your sign art with. And that kind of kept the ball rolling. We got, I worked with Marcia, and she wanted to do a new historic sign program. We done up some artwork, and this is what we ended up with. We done a few examples I think y'all got to look at.
We did. Mm-hmm.
And this is the one that we chose. We're going to implement that throughout the historic district.
So the street sign's, of course, at the top, and it has a city logo to the left, and it's brown in color to designate the historic district, and of course it has reflective lettering on it. Do you do the stop signs also in your department?
We actually purchased those. That's a high intensity vinyl. It really stands out at night when the lights hit it. And we looked at making those ourselves, but actually could purchase them cheaper than what we could make them.
See.
So we buy the background, the metal background, which is aluminum. We paint it black, that high gloss, and then put the sticker on it.
As a matter of fact, I'm looking at a couple laying in the floor here. I know our audience cannot see that, but it's a palette of signs that you have painted. It looks like you've bought the metal and you painted it and then wrapped them to keep them from getting skint and damaged before you install those. So you're basically doing everything. You're a one-stop sign center.
Yes, sir. We're doing the manufacturing from ground up. Like you said, we bought the post. It comes in just a raw metal post. We do all the sanding and prep work, paint it, wrap it up so it don't get scratched in the shipping process, and then put it all together. And we should be starting the install here shortly, within the next week or so.
I see. Now, you were mentioning the directional signs and the signs that we see all over town that have Keep Douglasville Beautiful at the top of those. And we started those a few years ago, and you were instrumental in getting that program started, where the city actually eliminated all of those weekend directional signs, the little bitty signs that were placed at the intersection. And in lieu of that, you have these, what do you call them?
Keep the public service signs.
Public service signs at each of the major intersections. And I know our public may be interested in knowing how that program works, and if they're a business owner or they have an interest in placing an advertisement on those, how does that work? Tell our audience a little bit about it.
We do those on a quarterly basis. We lease them out. They're $50 a month, which is $150 for the quarter. There's a one-time setup fee for all the artwork in the panel of $50. So Your first quarter will actually cost you $200. After that, if you re-up, it's only $150. We drop the setup fee. And if anybody's interested in getting on one of those, they can contact me or George Chastain at City Hall. And there's also a number on our signs. We try to keep a panel on there that if you want to advertise here, contact us, and we have a number on there. So either way, City Hall or through the numbers on the sign.
Okay, is there a particular phone number that they would call to get in touch with you?
They can reach me at 678-715-6082. That's my direct line.
Okay, so if someone wants to advertise their business at a major intersection, they call you, fill out, I guess, some paperwork,
Yes, sir.
pay the nominal fee, and they can have that on there for 3 months?
3 months. They're securing a spot for 3 months, and then we have a sign up, which we will call and let everybody know when that sign up's going to be. It's a first come, first served basis, so nobody actually gets on our sign and stays there for a permanent basis. We try to keep it fair for everybody to get on there, and we run an ad in the paper, let everybody know when sign up is. So they're usually folks waiting at 7:30 in the morning to get in City Hall.
Well, it certainly cleaned up our city, and I know our citizens are proud of that. We're proud of everything that you have done to help us get this program started. Now, back to the individual business owner that might want to advertise. Do you design the sign for them, and they use their own colors, or how does that work?
We do. We let them, usually most of your business owners have a logo. They'll bring in the artwork. We'll do a mock-up for them. Once we get the mock-up done, we either email it or give them a hard copy for them to look at. Once they approve it, we'll make the sign for them, get them up.
Great. So one call to you,
Yes, sir.
Todd McAllister, at, what was that number again?
678-715-6082.
Great. And again, these are the signs that you're going to be putting up in the downtown area. Any schedule about when you're going to start doing that and when folks should start seeing those?
Within a week, we will start the install. We were supposed to start a couple of weeks ago, but we were waiting on our stop faces to come in. They were back ordered, so we're 2 weeks behind schedule, but within a week, we're going to be starting on Strickland Street. I think there's a couple intersections on that side that we're going to start right there, and then we're going to hit the rest of the historic downtown.
Great. Well, Todd, we appreciate the work you do. We appreciate the money that you're saving the taxpayers making all of these signs without having to contract that work out.
Thank you, Mayor.
So thank you for joining us today on Ask the Mayor program.
I'm Chan Weeks with Keep Douglasville Beautiful, and City TV is proud to present these drought survival tips.
I'm Randy Cooper, City of Douglasville arborist. Another drought tip is to avoid heavy pruning. Heavy pruning increases plant growth, which increases water usage. So let the plants kind of be this year. Don't prune heavy.
For more drought survival tips and information, please contact Keep Douglasville Beautiful, University of Georgia Cooperative Extension Office, and the Douglas County Water and Sewer Authority.
Well, thank you for joining us on today's Ask the Mayor program. And a special thanks to Todd McAllister and Marcia Hampton for joining us to tell us about the new sign program that we have in the downtown area. Please join us again on Ask the Mayor.